separation. Definitely want to hear an update on that with your, I guess, would now be ex, which is an interesting term. Um, yeah, why don't you just catch me up? How have things been since our last session, and have there been any insights or anything that's worth sharing?
Um, mm, well, not so much insights, more as in like seeing my mind ruminating on the loss a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I had some heart palpitations
Mm.
a few weeks ago, and especially today, I've been just feeling like really depressed, low energy.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, just kind of feeling like ground zero.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
So, yep, keep going.
yeah, and the skin has also been very inflamed. So yeah,
So the heart palpitations is interesting. Um,
and my left eye has been twitching for I'd say
uh,
about 2 weeks now.
have you seen your mom recently?
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, not nothing special there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know how to relate to it, but it's like, yeah, it's like keeps on twitching.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's
yeah.
funny because I had when my mom came to town, I had twitching in my left eye
Mm,
while she was here, and it
mm.
wasn't enough for me to like really investigate it. You know, it would be likely a motor conflict, right? But I'm just looking again at heart palpitations because with the depression, I mean, it sounds like this could be classic territory loss, but you
I mean,
might
it feels
be,
like it, yeah.
yeah, yeah, you just might
And
be
also,
downgrading.
and also, I've been having actually a pain in my left lower back. Like I think it's the ischiatic nerve, the nerve that
Mm,
runs, like
mm-hmm,
when it exits the spine and it goes into the leg. That
mm-hmm.
part has been aching. And the ache has been getting worse. Like it's been hard to move actually in the last
Um,
2 weeks.
Shooting down the leg,
Yeah,
right
it's
side,
left side. Yeah.
left side. Interesting. Okay. Which
Yeah.
this can happen uh, in a healing phase where there's inflammation that then pushes up against the nerve. It doesn't always have to be the nerve itself.
It feels like yeah, a nerve that has been like it's like swelling or something. It's
Mm-hmm.
like a
Mm-hmm.
compressing, aching, like painful,
Mm-hmm.
sharp pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one, being left side as well. Maybe some sort of resolution in this around feeling supported, but it would be like, was there something like, did your mother support this decision explicitly or something like this?
No.
Okay.
No, if any, she was grieving as well a little bit and
uh,
just showing her empathy.
mhm.
I think it's more like a healing process of feeling stuck within all of this, like feeling stuck,
Yeah.
like the feminine, like relating to the feminine and my
Hmm.
like first relationship, my mother, I think. So
Hmm.
healing the stuckness of that, I feel
Hmm.
more like it's coming from that.
Hmm. Yep.
But
So
yeah,
with the heart though, has there been any pain? You said there was pain, so there's some palpitations and pain, or just palpitations?
just some palpitations, and I think it was only for a couple of hours,
Hmm.
2 weeks ago, and now there's just like a very heavy feeling, like yeah, just a general depressed state,
Hmm.
very low energy, very low drive. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like territory loss. Okay, so our original intention, and I'm just looking at a couple things here real quick. Yeah. Original intention was to go with the separation conflict. We can still do that. We might want to work on the territory loss um, because obviously those symptoms can become more severe than separation conflicts. But I also males have ways of reclaiming territory, and there's toxic ways that they do that, and we don't want to go down that path. But isn't
I
it
do
funny
know the
that
toxic ways, Brennan.
yeah,
I have
yeah.
known. I'm very
But isn't
familiar
it
with
funny
them.
that that impulse? immediately downgrades and is protecting our heart. We don't know any other way, but even something like a one night stand, that person might go into a downgrade or potential even resolution temporarily. And
Yeah.
the biology is just saying, I know how to help you, which is interesting, especially if it's a double loss, right? Casanova.
Yeah, I do think I've been in the Casanova constellation for quite a bit in my life,
Mm.
especially after my last like huge breakup.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, but yeah, I don't feel that right now. Like I'm just with the loss and just grieving and accepting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where would you like to work? My recommendation would probably be on the loss itself to see what is there, and maybe it'll tie into the separation conflict. But I'll leave it to you on which you want to what do you
Mm,
want to focus on here. They're going to play in together because the
yeah.
territory loss is here, and then there's the swelling. Like you're definitely on track for separation as well. So they're going to play together. But which one do you feel? I'll start here too. What's the rumination on mostly? Is it just missing her? Is like what's the rumination?
Yeah, missing her, wanting to, yeah, be with her. Just thinking about her and yeah. Mm, yeah, just that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
like, yeah, what's really present for me, right? Like today was being very present for me was just like seeing my skin erupt like so intensely
mm,
again, and like
mhm.
just over the last 2 weeks, like my tooth falling out,
Oh,
like
right.
my left leg just like feeling like a dead limp basically, or like just
Hmm.
a lot of pain and a lot of like heaviness, and I'm just like in this state of like what's happening with me? Like so much like I've been doing this work or like inquiry and like inner work for 10 years, and just today I'm like kind of with the thought of like it's my health only seems to spiral downwards.
Hmm. Hmm. But what's interesting is these are all solving symptoms. So like even the leg, if it was being stuck in that situation,
Yeah.
not being supported and like moving towards leg, right? Moving towards the thing that you want, that's solving, and then the flare up is also a solving. But
Yeah.
it's just like you were in more of a low grade conflict active kind of hanging healing with her, so the symptoms wouldn't be as acute because oh well I could see her still and I can that hope was kind of there. So now it's like no, it's done
Yeah.
and you're out of that dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
else is the flare ups happening in the skin?
Like on my head and like the
Hmm.
usual spots, like on my
Hmm.
scrotum, my
Hmm.
scalp.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. Yeah, like it's I don't know where to start, Brandon. Like it's just I feel like being at a like at the end of the road or something, like
Hmm.
yeah, feeling quite desperate in just all of this.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just follow where the psyche's going. Yeah. So just stay internal and let's just take a few moments here, just with some immediacy. Just let what's here be here for a moment. Where's most of the sensation? Where is it in the body?
Now it's mostly around the heart.
Art. Yeah. And what's the emotion if you were to name it?
Yeah, there's like sadness and feeling of emptiness,
Hmm.
spaciousness.
Yeah. So just giving that attention, like acknowledging there's sadness here, emptiness. Doesn't need to change, heal, or transform. It's like you're allowed to be here. Just stay here and just notice. When you notice really anything, just let me know what happens and just take your time here.
Yeah, I notice my forehead is itching a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah, and again, there's like this feeling of like mm, yeah, like a kind of helplessness, and
Mm,
like kind of wanting to throw in the towel of all this inner work and new German medicine, and like it's kind of like this attitude of like fuck it, like
mhm,
yeah, like this will never go away. Like this kind of
mm,
belongs to me, all of these symptoms.
mhm. Yeah, so some despair.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just going to give you this. These symptoms will never go away. The way of being underneath the symptoms will never go away. The patterns in my psyche that ultimately lead to my behaviors that ultimately poke the symptoms will never go away.
Yeah, I question that. I'm not sure. Like
Mhm,
because it seems like this is just like been ongoing forever and ever. And yeah.
mhm. And what that shows me is just yet to get to a deeper understanding of the core identity and pattern that will lead to the reoccurring conflict. So it's like when it's not in the awareness, it feels like that we have no choice. You're stuck, we're powerless because I don't know where to start, what it is. Right? And this is where we will create the proof that we're powerless, right? So I've tried this, I've tried that. So we just want to see if we can get a little deeper. So where is, and let's just start here, where's the rumination most commonly last few days? Just give me an example of something that you think about.
Yeah, it's on thinking about yeah, my girlfriend, um,
Mm-hmm.
wanting to be with her, picturing us together again, just kind of reliving old memories,
Mm-hmm.
past moments.
Yeah. Okay, so see her, go visit one of those images on the screen of mind. I want to be with her. Now it's going to come with a feeling. And just first impression, what's the feeling that comes with the image?
Mm. Um, yeah, like my heart softens, and it's like hard to choose
Mm-hmm.
one memory. So I'm like kind of like wondering like what's the strongest.
What's the painful memory? Is it like something like you're thinking of her and then the narrative is I just wish we could be together. I want to be with you, but I can't. Is that where you go?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, like like the most painful memory was like saying goodbye to her at the airport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So what's the scene and what do you say? Just finding that moment.
Yeah, we're like standing at the entrance, and yeah, we're like holding each other. Um, and she's about to get her flight, and we just don't really know what to say. And I notice I'm like kind of dissociating at that moment, or like it's hard for me to be there. I kind of just like observe everything, but
Hmm.
I'm not. It's as if I'm not really connected to the moment,
Mm-hmm.
and I share that with her at that time, but still, there's nothing I can do or something.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you're in this moment of loss, and the psyche is saying, like, leave, separate, protect. So just even for a moment, letting yourself not need that protection for a moment.
There's like a throat blockage. Like,
Hmm.
something just gets stuck in my throat or something.
Hmm. Well, let's stay in the scene. Now, just in that moment, it's like on the surface, what's the narrative? Is it like, I have no choice? I have no choice but to lose something I don't want to lose. I'm powerless
Hmm.
over this. How would you put the feeling of that scene into words?
Yeah, that describes it pretty well, I'd say.
Hmm. And just that, those words are really just describing the energy of it, right? The feeling, the felt sense. Especially when we dissociate, we're not that conscious of what we're thinking, right? Now, how familiar is that? That moment of, I'm powerless over this. I want to be close, but I can't.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it's very familiar, but it's just also like very hidden away in my psyche, I guess. Because I don't know, yeah, like in that moment, it now becomes very clear, but yeah, like yeah, this probably has played out for much of my life.
You've probably heard me say this before, but sometimes these moments bring the accumulation of thousands or hundreds of moments like this all to the surface, kind of rushing to the surface, because it's like, it's not hypothetical in my mind. It's not a conversation about if we should do this or if not, or it's not these more subtle or less intense conflicts. Like, it is the separation conflict. It is it right there, undeniable. Like, she's leaving. I can't do anything.
Mm. Yeah, I've never looked at it like that. Like, oh yeah, I actually did feel powerless around connection and wanting to be closer, but feeling powerless. And I'm now just like, yeah, but why? Why do I feel powerless?
Yeah. And see, this is where we can start actually getting back into some power here, because powerlessness always comes with the lie of, I just don't have a choice here. I can't connect. I have to have loss. I have no choice. But that is on some level a choice. It's just not a conscious one. It's just the background setting that we find ourselves in until we don't. So let's just start there, be in the scene. Oh, one other thing that just came to mind. One piece of this can also be not wanting to separate, no longer needing to separate from the pain of the separation,
Mm,
right? Like in that scene, that tendency, okay, I'm going to kind of separate, right? It's like we want to fully inhabit that scene to see if it's something unsafe or that we actually need to separate from,
Hmm.
which would be the loss, right? That feeling of loss or pain or grief or sadness. Do I actually need to separate from this? Is it a threat? Because the psyche might be saying, yeah, forget it, don't feel it. And that's keeping it alive, right?
Hmm. Yeah, like in that moment, it probably was a threat, or yeah, from my response, I could see that a part of me at least was convinced that that was a threat.
Yeah, maybe it's a really big, big sensation. Let's just
Yeah.
investigate it. What comes to mind? I say, what's the threat of just fully feeling? Because we're going to get underneath the loss, but what would be the threat of just feeling the loss in the moment with her, just fully feeling that?
I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, what would the if there even is one, what would the worst case scenario be if that was just allowed, whatever, all that the feeling, the sadness, the impact on the heart, the whole thing in that moment, if it was allowed, is it like you just collapse on the floor, it'd be unbearable? Is there anything like that? Or if I just say, what would the worst case scenario be? Is there one? Or is this
Hmm.
just what we're used to kind of, protecting against?
Yeah, maybe like yeah, like collapsing.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And it's interesting because you when you mentioned that word, I just had to think about my mother, like how she would collapse.
Mm. And what was your interpretation of her collapse?
Um, my interpretation was I caused her collapse, or I caused her, yeah, like her suffering.
Mm. Mm-hmm. So something like it's my fault, I'm bad, like this.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm. So just taking it to your girlfriend, and could there be any part of you that might have wanted to protect her from your emotion in
Mm.
that scene?
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm. So let's just look at that, be in that scene. Who do I become when my job is to protect her from my emotion, my feeling in that scene?
Um, yeah, I become quite uh, frozen and unreachable, and just kind of yeah, like a ghost, or like someone who's not fully there. Yeah.
Yeah. And to me, this is where watching the live separation conflict happen, where it's like, even in that moment, it's like I want to be with her, but I can't. And it's happening in that moment, right? It's like if I was fully with her in that scene, I'd break down and collapse. So it's like there's this part that wants to leave it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's look at that being that scene. If I were to just break down and totally let myself feel, that moment would be the loss. What would the worst case scenario look like? What would it be?
I guess I would be weak or like be seen as weak.
Hmm.
Like some fear of like how do you call it? Like yeah, afwijzing. What's the English word? Rejection. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. So the alternative is to separate or hold it back.
Hmm.
And I want to suggest that that is equally or more painful than the loss.
Yeah, it's more painful. Yeah,
Hmm.
more painful.
Yep. Just acknowledging that it's like if the fear of rejection or the fear of being weak keeps me from actually letting myself fully collapse, if that's real, if that's authentic, then there's going to be a part of me that wants to avoid loss in relationships, avoid these moments, separate from them. And then I typically unconsciously will select women where that loss is going to happen. Maybe ones that live on the other side of the world. So you know this by now. What I avoid, I typically attract. What I look at and confront will disappear. So I'm just slowly getting you to a place of seeing what you can actually gain from, right, opposite of losses, gain from this experience that can then get you to a place where you truly either don't want to be with her because it's just absolutely clear, or you do and you actually go be with her, whatever that looks like. Then, these are both possible solutions lived. Right? So again, stay in that scene. Loss, grief comes up again. That feeling, is it familiar? Yeah, it's a big part of your life. Where does it hit you? Yeah. Yeah, just take your time letting that be here. It's okay.
Yeah, especially like the last weeks, I've been felt feeling like just like a never-ending grieving period.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
just doesn't end. Like that's what it seems like.
yeah. It's really intense. I've heard it said that for men, sometimes it's harder to deal with a loss of their woman or relationship than it is loss of a parent. It's that intense. And I know I've experienced that. Okay, so let's go back to that scene, be with her. I'm just going to mine around a little bit in that scene. You're saying your goodbyes. There's this tendency to pull away. First, let's look at again what would it look like to lean into that, let it fully be included in that scene, all of the pain, everything you were feeling. What would be the worst case scenario if you do that? If there is one, what would she say or do?
Um, yeah, I think what would be the worst case scenario is like me like showing this grief and her still leaving or something, like her
Mm,
rejecting me in my grief.
mm, mhm. Yeah, so it's like showing this really vulnerable part and then her still leaving or even rejecting you. Yeah. So be in that scene, get connected to that scene. What would it say about you if you let yourself fully feel, be vulnerable? I don't want this to end. This is really hard. Everything that's real. And she still walked away, or if she rejected you, what would that say about you?
Yeah, I'm already in the paradox of like I'm like before I would say like I'm weak
Mm-hmm.
or I'm not good enough,
Mm-hmm.
but I know that yeah, and she would also agree with that. It's like no, that would actually prove the opposite. Like I'm strong, I'm
Yeah.
resilient, I'm like present, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Notice how much strength. I mean, our mind, our psyche might convince us the strength is in the disassociating and kind of just getting through it to protect ourselves. But that's what feels like weakness. That's what feels like even a greater loss because now we're disintegrating ourselves. We're going, this part has to stay back, this part is allowed. And that's a kind of loss there, just in that scene. Right? So maybe a part of this is like in that scene, you didn't get to show her actually how much you love her because we only care about things that we love. And there's all this emotion behind that wanted to come forth. And it's like when I experience that, there's a kind of connection there. Maybe the loss will come on later, but I know in that moment, it's actually a moment of connection. So let's just watch that scene. Let's just see how it feels being that scene with her in the absence of, because what we're really looking at is, oh, she'll reject me. Look, I reject me. I rejected the bigness of the feelings, the honesty of what I was actually experiencing in that moment, right? That she would still leave me. I left me in that moment.
Yeah, it's very clear.
Yeah. So just what comes naturally in that scene in the absence of she, because we're never worried about her rejecting or leaving, but we're worried about rejecting ourselves, leaving ourselves in those moments. So in the absence of that, how might that scene change?
I can see everything like slow down and become very silent. And there's just like a lot of love and
Yeah.
like a lot of yeah care for each other,
Yeah.
a lot of peace.
Yeah. Well, it's clear you really love her. Do you feel more connected to her in this moment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Connection is something that has nothing to do with distance. We want to question if you can ever truly lose your connection with her. And it's like we want to get to a place where, okay, if connection doesn't have to do with her or where she's located, where I'm located, and I can live in the connection, then at least I'm not going to go live to try to avoid loss. I'm going to live in connection, even if at times there's a pain to it. If it pulls me back into connection, I can choose from that place, because we make stupid decisions as men when we run away from the loss and look for the connection. So I can make decisions from connection, not for connection. This is part of living resolution. But let's just look at just be in that scene and see that version of you just totally open and honest, even if it's so intense. And it's a form of letting yourself be vulnerable enough to show her how much you love her, which sometimes is harder than any other form of vulnerability. Just in that moment with her, is there loss? This version of you, is there loss there?
Oh,
No. In fact, it might be a connection and a love that's so strong, it's like obliterates you. It's like nothing else can be there. Just want to pinpoint what changed. It's the same scene, same girlfriend. What changed in that scene to bring forward the connection and the love?
yeah, it's just present.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So where does the connection and love in that scene come from? Did it come from her? Did it come from you opening towards her?
Yeah, that last part.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, it doesn't come from me, but it's just like there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because we can't own that. It's not like I'm the arbiter of connection in my back pocket, right? But I can see where I disconnect, and to have a moment so focused. That's what it really is. It's so focused. She's been this focal point of so much love and connection. So love and connection itself is the focus. And so what gets highlighted might be its opposite, right? Where we disconnect or where we want to separate. And so as soon as you could say surrender or see through how I pull away, I just enter into connection and love. So just speaking directly to that hammer foci on the brain. Again, did she give that to you in that scene?
No,
No. Can she take it away?
sorry, what would you?
Can she take it away if she didn't give
No,
it? No. No. Hmm. And so that version of you is one form of the living resolution, right? Which is, again, to not need to separate. Because look at in that moment, you are infinitely close to her, even when she's about to physically move away. It's a paradox.
Yeah.
And part of her job might have been to show you where you might pull away and want to separate from opening your heart so completely that it's like it really sinks in that this person can't give or take it away. And that's a different you in relationships. That's a you that is just all in, open, present. And that closeness is there whether they're in the room or not, just like we can experience now.
Mm.
How does the scene feel? Just watching you in the scene in the absence of if I just open and bring forth. It's really all my love, and sometimes that just feels painful, but it's like the heart defrosting, like cracking open. Just in the absence of those contexts, how does the scene feel to you now?
Um, yeah, it feels very quiet, but that there's like still this question of like, oh, but why is she going away? Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so there's like still like a kind of like just a question of like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah. So being that, so why is she going away? Well, this is the powerless piece a bit.
Yeah.
So is this what you chose?
Hmm. Yes.
A
And
question mark.
yes, and that decision was made quite, yeah, early on. And I think like as time developed, another choice wanted to be or wanted to come forth,
Mm-hmm.
which couldn't be made anymore.
Which was to have her come and live with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she signed the contract and she couldn't do it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just starting on the surface, her contract is keeping her from coming to see you. Is it true?
No.
No. As if contracts are, you know, controlling our every choice, pen and paper or some sort of e-signature,
Mm.
right? So yeah, she's choosing to, we could just say in short, what, pursue her passion. Would that be it?
Explore her passion, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is something she wants to do. She's excited about.
I don't know.
Oh, what's the uncertainty?
Um, just seeing her, like, yeah, just hearing and seeing tiny bits from her, and yeah, knowing where she's at. Yeah. So
Well,
yeah.
what's the evidence what's the evidence? She's not, this is not what she wants. Or this is an excuse. Is that where your mind's going?
No, no, no. I like I see she, yeah, she's just like in this explorative
Mm,
stay, and she set her mind on doing this quite a while ago, and she wants to
hmm
explore this. So
hmm
it feels true for her. I can see
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
important, like important to experience that. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now you have an answer as to why. She,
Yeah.
as to why. That's why she's exploring something really important to her. Go to the
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah.
She leaves that behind and comes and lives with you. And she is not honest with herself. Would that work?
No.
That's actually another separation conflict.
Yeah.
I want to separate to go explore this thing,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
you not wanting her to separate.
No. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
In the beginning of the relationship, was there always an open possibility of living together? Was that discussed?
Wow. My right eye just started hurting like,
Ooh, okay.
look, uh,
Burning or twitching?
like a pulsing like
Mm.
sensation from the inside. Like it's whoa. It's
Mm,
really
maybe the nerve, ocular nerve.
it's whoa. It's really intense.
Mm. Well,
Holy
you
shit.
did just mention what
Oh,
you said, seeing her. Uh,
wow. This is really distracting.
yeah, let's just let it complete itself. If it is an epicrisis, it probably won't last more than a minute or so.
Oh.
We could put on the Hammer music, downgrade it if you want.
Yeah, what's
Or
it called?
I could start singing it.
My Matekin or something? My yeah.
Mm,
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's softening. Yeah.
mhm,
Okay, yeah, I'm back.
Yeah. So just notice again what I'm pointing to is in that scene, it's like we'll go into this powerlessness place. And then when we zoom out and look at it, I'll put it this way: the antidote to powerlessness is responsibility and um, a deeper understanding of why it makes sense to be powerless in certain moments, right? Which is usually, well, then I'd have to really look at the pattern that might be leading me to these outcomes, to these experiences,
Yeah.
right? So from the start of the, just for context, from the start of the relationship, was there a context that said if we, this ends up working out, obviously we want to live near each other. Was that ever an option?
Um, I mean, yeah, like we never really explored that. I guess yeah, I was scared of bringing that up because of
Mm,
this context. Like,
mm. What context?
yeah, not being good enough, like my world not being good enough or something like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, so if I brought her into my world, just at that time, go back to that version of you, what would be the worst case scenario? What would happen?
Um, yeah, kind of overwhelm, like loss of I guess my own space or
Hmm.
yeah, I think I explored this earlier with you. It's like
Hmm.
yeah, mm,
Is it like the fear that you would like people please or fawn or not be able to assert kind of what you need when you need it, that kind of
yeah, like
thing?
overcommit to her.
Yeah, and then resentment and things like this. Yeah. Okay, so notice this, and the I'm not good enough might be connected, but it's like if it's true I'm not good enough, or I trust, 'cause it's not a lack of self-trust, it's I trust I will, in a sense, betray myself for her. I will fawn at times. If I trust in that, then it's not in my best interest to have the conversation
Hmm.
about her coming here.
Yeah.
And now what's the opposite of that? What am I broadcasting by doing that?
Yeah, separation or like
Yeah, don't move here.
distance. Like exactly, yeah.
Mhm. Don't be close. Don't be too close.
Yeah, yeah.
And she agreed. Or I'll put it this way, you got that counterpart to that
Hmm.
context, one that will literally f- find a contractual obligation that says, no, I literally can't come see you, because if that was kind of off the table from the beginning, from unconsciously, or we had resistance towards it, then we will get a person that is a match to that,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And this is not, this is not at any choice of your own. It's not to blame. This is this is part of, if not one of the primary reasons she came into your life, which is to help you liberate yourself from this. So even if you meet someone at long distance from the very beginning, you could say, look, if I'm really into you, I want you to be mine. I want you to come here. I want to merge our lives, and I want you to be close. This is what all humans want. And I can fully own that from the start. Then they can go, oh, is this for me or not? And then in months, you can find if you're compatible or not, versus years and building this whole deep relationship. But again, this is the thing that will point to the pattern,
Hmm.
so it will never have to happen again. So let's look in the beginning of the relationship, because we need to fully understand this. If she moved out, just give me an example of something happening you feared would happen, as specific as possible. What would it be? Like in the day to day, what would it look like?
Um, yeah, not having my own space anymore.
Hmm.
Because I basically I live in one space, so
Do you have multiple rooms?
no.
Oh, just one room with the kitchen and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. A bathroom?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I see a door there. Okay. I won't have my own space. Is that how you felt growing up at all?
Yeah. Well, no, I did have my own space. Yeah, but
Mhm.
yeah.
But the technical term I'm using is that you feel,
Yeah.
you might have had your own space, but where there are times where it's like either having my own space and fully separating is bad, or I just can't have my own space because there's always this kind of invader that I can't get out.
Yeah.
Both, or which one?
Um, both. Like I can have my own space, but then it's like separated from everyone.
Hmm.
And if I am with the family, I don't have my own space. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like yeah.
Yeah, which is also a typical separation conflict, right?
Hmm.
And maybe some territory conflicts as well. Did you ever wet the bed?
Not much. No, like
Mm.
think only like once or twice. But
Okay.
funnily enough, like also like as an adult, I had like one or two accidents like a long time ago. But
Hmm.
yeah.
Interesting. I wonder if that was around the time that you moved out. not too important, but just getting to the kind of theme of defining your space, being because what this looks like is you can say yes and no very honestly. I mean, that's really all it is, right?
Yeah.
It's, um, you know, I had a client where she has her own home, but the mother is like texting her, and if she doesn't respond, just emailing her. It's like she still can't get her mother out of her uh, home and her territory, and so she is constantly in territorial marking, like just peeing,
Mm,
peeing, peeing. Body's saying like, "Get out, get out of my territory." I'm marking it, and so we're just checking: is there anything, let's say, with your girlfriend in the beginning of the relationship, if you brought her in and you wanted space, what would keep you from just going and getting that space? It could be going to a coffee shop. It could be, whatever it would look like.
mm.
What's either the fear or resistance around, I need some space and actually taking it? Is there a threat to that?
Um, well, no, yeah, it was more like the unfamiliarity. So then when she lived
Mm-hmm.
here for 3 weeks in the summer, and we both felt like, yeah, this really works, and we get along really well, and there's no like real issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like then I experienced it, yeah, probably for the first time of like, yeah, I am free to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the like the most important thing for me was more like, yeah, like I I can't offer her what she wants, or like this is too small.
Mm-hmm.
I need more territory. I need a bigger place or something before I can reach out to her like that. Or
Yeah.
and then like a month later in Portugal, I realized actually like, yeah, but that's not the truth. Like the
Mm-hmm.
truth is actually I just want to be with her and I want her to be with me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, then it was kind of already too late or something.
Mm-hmm. So, what in that moment when you had that realization, what kept you from acting on it? Was this already when she signed the contract, or was this before?
Mm. Yeah, when she already decided to go back, and
Mm.
yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah.
So, is there still something around, well, if I have her here and I can't give her a bigger home or what she wants, is there some context around that? That's like, I
Yeah,
can't provide, I'm not
yeah, yeah,
enough, I'm not something
yeah.
like this.
Yeah, like providing territory. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's the context? If I can't provide the territory she wants, and let's take it to the extreme, she's unhappy with it. What would it
Um,
say or mean about me?
yeah, that I'm not good enough, that I'm not worthy.
Hmm.
Yeah, those I would say.
Hmm. Yeah. And so with her, you actually felt like you could take space. You felt like this spatial piece, like you could separate when you wanted to, you can be close to her when you wanted to, right? So that was, and I would bet your rashes started really solving
Yeah, they
quickly.
were like almost solved. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, see, you came out of the separation conflict, and this is where I don't see this in the normal GNM literature, but this is where I see the symptoms or different DHS kind of reinforce each other when they are related to a kind of theme. So maybe whether it's a self-evaluation or a territory conflict, something around, okay, well, now that I have this, let me find one more thing that's wrong. Oh, it's not good enough. I can't give her enough. What if then she's disappointed and I can't provide? And so I might solve the separation, but now I'm going to go right back into the separation conflict because of this other context. Like, well, now we have to separate anyway because of these fears, right? It's like,
Mm.
I'm not going to act on it now, right? So another way to kind of posit resolution is when you started feeling that with her, is you felt completely okay with inviting her to live with you permanently. I mean, that's what resolution would look like, right? It's like,
Yeah.
right. So we just want to move through what's in the way of that. So just try to go back to that scene, go back to when she was, well, was there a moment where you guys were together and you wanted her to stay or you wanted to open that conversation? You stopped yourself?
Um,
Or did that happen later?
no, that happened later. Yeah.
Mhm. So is there a moment, because this is that overriding that we're looking for of like, boom, that the unconflicted you is speaking, and then boom, our conflict overrides it. So can you find a moment where you started to really want that? Because this is also separation conflicts, right? I want to connect, but I can't. Can you find a moment where that was alive?
Yeah, we were like, it was like one of our last nights together.
Mm-hmm.
And I was coming to this insight of like, oh yeah, I actually do want to like invite you into my world. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then she asked me like, yeah, but why didn't you do that before? Like, she
Mm-hmm.
she got quite angry with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I allowed her. I just noticed like, oh yeah, I did that because I was scared, and yeah.
That's what you said in the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
And what was her response?
She understood, and but she still like
Mm-hmm.
she brought like some anger, which was quite unusual for her.
Yeah. Well, let's just look at
Um,
that. What does anger say again?
I want to change something, but I'm powerless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she wanted, what did she want in that scene? Likely.
Yeah, she wanted to be with me, or like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, we're only angry about things that we care about.
Yeah.
So you shared you were afraid. Did you share the details of what you're sharing here? You're afraid not being able to provide for her? That would mean you're not good enough? Or did you just say there was fear? Did you have that kind of understanding then?
I did have that understanding back then. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
shared that with her, and she, yeah, she like eventually she responded quite like yeah, she understood, and I think she also kind of saw her own part in this of like
Mm-hmm.
agreeing with it, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's work it. Be in that scene. If she, if you didn't, let's say you invited her, actually, we'll go to this hypothetical scene of that worst case scenario coming to fruition. She moves in, she wants a bigger place, and you can't give it to her, at least in that moment where she has the desire and you can't meet it. I'm not good enough. Just in that scene, is it true?
No.
Is it familiar to go, okay, if I meet the need or desire of a woman, then I'm good enough? And if I don't, I'm not good enough. Is that familiar?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So we just want to acknowledge kind of a lifetime of practicing, which is so common I can relate, practicing that fulfilling your need makes me good enough, right? Who do I become when I believe that?
Um, yeah, pleasing,
Mm-hmm.
inauthentic,
Mm-hmm.
small,
Mm-hmm.
pressured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah. Then maybe over time we want to actually separate from that person because they kind of remind us of our inadequacies, right? So that can also be the threat. Okay, if you start wanting more and I'm not able to give it to you, in the background of my awareness, that could be a threat. That could be uncomfortable. I want to avoid that, right?
Yeah.
So be in that scene and let's test it. See her having, wanting something. Let's say you couldn't immediately, get a new home, and just see her in her wanting and her needing in the absence of I'm not good enough. And how does your response change to her?
It opens up and it's like it's not centered around myself. Um, and it's just like reaching out to her and like asking like what do you want, or like what do you,
Mm-hmm.
kind of with this smile and openness.
Mm-hmm. Is Can you know for certain if she's unhappy with the home, it's because of the home? Like for certain that that's just in that moment?
No.
No. And the reason I'm pointing to that is because there's a difference between someone having a preference, but that doesn't mean they're suffering. That doesn't mean they're unhappy. It's just preference. It's like when someone says you want coffee or tea. I'm not in a state of suffering until I get the coffee or tea. I mean, unless I'm addicted, but right, it's just I like this. That doesn't have to come with dissatisfaction, but we might read it that way, you know.
Hmm.
But if she is in a place of dissatisfaction and she thinks it's the home, she's actually starting to become a victim to the home,
Hmm.
right? The wood and the walls are making me really upset. The nails and the foundation. Some part of this home is why I am upset. And that is never true. So, why am I pointing to this? Because you, without that personal thought, can actually get to the truth with her and even guide her if she needs the help seeing
Hmm.
what's actually true in that situation.
Hmm.
And I'm pointing to this because you could say this is kind of like an expression of masculinity, but it's really about if I'm able to be present, I'm actually able to get to the truth here. And that can actually create more intimacy, not less. So instead of going to, I need to make you happy and fulfill this, right? It's like, what's actually making you unhappy? Like, let's get to the truth of it. I'm not going to believe it's just wooden and nails, right? And it's like all of a sudden and she might be like confronted by that, but that's going to be really attractive also to her, very trusting. And it's like you're there for the truth of it, not to please her to be good enough. And that's a very different you. What does that scene feel like? Just that version of it.
Yeah, it feels very, very open and like so alive and
Hmm.
like joyful and
Hmm.
yeah, like happy.
Hmm. And there's no powerlessness there either, right?
No.
Because the powerlessness is like, shoot, I need to now create money out of thin air to get you a home, and so I could be good enough. Like, how the heck am I going to do that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So notice again, it's not her living with you that would be the drain. It's not even her having a desire that would drain you. It's the thought, my job is to make her happy
Yeah.
and then I'm good enough.
Yeah.
That's the drain. That's the
Yeah.
core of the reoccurring separation conflict.
Hmm. Yeah.
So just zooming out, if she did move in and this was not reconciled, can you see
Yeah.
how
Total
how that would turn
disaster.
into hell?
Total disaster.
Yeah, it's like the moment she's like, it'd be nice
Hell
to
on
have
earth.
yeah, if I moved in, it'd be so great. Yeah, but if we had a bigger home, it's like, okay, I'm not good enough, powerless. I need to, like I need to make you happy. So I will figure this out. But now, like, you're kind of a threat to me if you want anything. So I need to distance myself. And then she's like, you're not paying attention. You're not, present, or you're working too much, or separation conflict 101.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
So part of this too is choosing or kind of like claiming the choice we made by seeing, is it really true that in the form the relationship was in, that I do want it in that form? Meaning, if she, let's say, like 3 months ago, for example, if she were to move and live with me, is that, without this insight today, is that the relationship that I truly want? Or is there a different form of it that I
Mm,
actually want? Right? That
mm,
we actually couldn't get to the new form without the death of this form,
mm.
the death of the patterns that would recreate the conflicts, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's what it feels like I'm doing is like finding a new form
Mm-hmm.
and examining like how to do that, like how to create that, like and yeah, how to let die the old
Mm-hmm.
perception. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's hear what that new form is. So go inward for a moment and just see what comes. Go back to the beginning of the relationship. When you first, maybe it wasn't when she was in person, when you first started to feel, yeah, I want you to come. I want to invite you into my territory. And multiple things came up. Okay, maybe if I can't provide or make her happy, as if that's my job, then to make her happy, which I cannot control, if that's my job, if that's how I'm going to get worth, oh, it's going to be tough because women are women. They're really happy one moment, and it could be, sad. And, they're women, and we love them. But notice the pressure there, right? And somehow, like even this thought, different, like if I just rearranged or had more wood and metal and nails, she'd be happier. And it's like the pressure you put on yourself, the like powerlessness. I don't have it now. How am I going to do it? All of that. And I'm just going to bring this into what you felt in the airport when you let yourself fully feel that, and the intensity of the love and the openness, and just kind of bringing that into what, how would the scene change if, without the thought, I'm not good enough, if I can't provide for you, and that you can bring forth everything that you're feeling for her, especially the love.
Yeah, there's just like a power and like a presence that
Mm-hmm.
comes into my being that's like it obliterates everything that
Mm-hmm.
like everything else falls away. Like
Mm-hmm.
it feels so little to even think about any shortcomings. Like there's no relevance there for that. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's just love.
Yeah. And this open hearted, loving, we say powerful because you do have the choice. Yeah. Regardless of my circumstances, this is what I want. I want you to come here. I want you to be with me, regardless of my circumstances. Now you teach her the circumstances don't matter either because they don't matter to you.
Hmm.
It's like that's not a factor anymore because this thought I'm not good enough, it's not here. So it doesn't matter if I live behind Starbucks. This is what I want. I'm gonna go for it. That's what the female heart is just wants.
Brandon, I need to pee real quick.
Yeah, yeah, go.
Yeah, cool,
Yep.
cool. Yeah, it's gonna take a few minutes.
You've been holding it for a while. Okay.
Yeah.
Feel better? Yeah. Okay, so we're getting towards the end here, and this is what I want to kind of leave you with is it's you living that version of you right now. That's resolution. And that either looks like when you're ready, dating from that place and fully moving on, but living from that place in your dating, right? Which is it has to be a different kind of like more in your power, bold, letting love obliterate you self, right? Just like we saw in the airport or in the scene of really expressing what you want, regardless of the fear, right? Or it's living that with her right now and seeing what happens, right? Either one. One might, like if it's with her, it might be, look, remember this moment, I had all this fear come up. Like, this is what I realized. This is what I really want. Like, I don't care about any of the other crap. I'd move mountains for it, right? And it's just like you being and no, there is a choice and I'm going to fully act on it. Or I'm going to go live from that place elsewhere. Either can create resolution. Maybe even if she even still says, well, I'm still going to stay here because then you're like, look, like I'm not a place where I'm like fully claiming and wanting this. And if I'm obviously, I wouldn't want to be with someone who's also not willing to move mountains in the way that I am.
Yeah, yeah.
But I want to actually like stand in that fully with you, and give you that choice because we're not powerless. This is not something we have to do. We don't have to be separate, but you can choose that. And this is what I'm choosing.
Yeah, that's real power. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can, sit in just simply in the absence of I'm not good enough or I have to withhold how much I can love her, and what was actually there in that the airport moment. Like when that's fully allowed out, there is connection. And it's really ultimately connection with this part of you, this deepest part of you, but you're letting it be allowed in relationship. So it feels like it's, with her as well. So you can live that with her and then give her the choice. You're not powerless in that anymore. No, you're saying, no, there is another choice,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Or you can just see, okay, if this is actually not something I truly want, then I can live that in all my future relationships. And that's a very different me. And this is really one of the primary reasons this relationship had to be exactly how it was because it was meant to end this pattern, once and for all. So I can guarantee you the version of you in that moment laying there. I was like, yeah, move in. I don't care. Even if we struggle at times, it's going to be worth it. It's like you saw what was happening to your rashes. You started to resolve.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
just couldn't have happened that way because there were still some context and things needed to be worked out. And I'm sure for her too. So we just
Mm.
start living that now. We start living from that place now.
Mm.
And we start to become the source of connection because it's just that's the deeper true you.
Yeah, it's quite something.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
She might like feel that from you and just be like, start sweating. I just booked a flight. AI just but I'm on my way. I don't know. Or like, who are you? What have you done with Ernst? It's like this is what wants to come forth. And so whatever way that feels most true for you to do that, I would say is a really direct path to living the resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, thanks, Brendan.
Mm.
That's quite something.
Yeah. You're
I'm
welcome.
gonna I'm gonna look this one back, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll have to look at that eye, what was happening in the eye. That was an interesting
Yeah,
one.
that was wow, that was crazy. Like I don't know what happened there, but I'm glad it's over.
Hmm. Yeah. 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 I might have a look at that too. So you get the replay. Let me know if you need anything. You could always use the Telegram group that we're in now to share.
Yeah,
And
cool.
yeah, We'll we'll do the follow-up session, maybe give this like a week or something, um, and we can do a follow-up.
Cool. Cool.
Okay. Good
Thank
work,
you.
Ernst. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
See
you.
you, brother.